Hey everyone. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? I did, actually. Holidays can be pretty hard, and travel surrounding holidays and a lot of other logistics, especially when you've got loads of invites. And I've been all over the place, as you're aware. I was up in New England, I was down in the Mid Atlantic region. That's going to be a fun story coming up. Visiting my parents for the holidays, visiting my parents for Thanksgiving, and I will be there for Christmas as well. Yeah, you're going to like this. I was on a plane that didn't leave the ground. I mean, well, that's how they jokingly call it, but it was fun. It was not what I expected. And, here, obviously, Kimmy, Emily, everybody, this whole family is in town here. So the house, every bedroom is packed and people are on all the spare beds. But it was fun. It was nice. It was a very good meal. Asher did a banging turkey, and some of you saw me post on social media the deviled eggs because I'm an absolute fan of those. But not here to talk about food. We're here to talk about ugh, Black Friday sales. I am not a salesman. I hate being I'm not a commercial channel. And I still don't mention the website where we sell all the tools that I make. Yeah, the website I don't name, which is just gonna be the joke until I die. You're aware of that, right? Every one time in a million, someone will actually be in the comments who's like, "What is the website Deviant owns that makes tools?" And like, I don't know if they're being super performancy trolly or just genuinely don't know. If you spot people like that, like somebody who falls in the pit, pick them up, help them out. But speaking of the website, yeah, Black Friday, right? We're going to do the holiday sale. We're doing it right now. It is on. And that includes some new stuff. And one of the items I'm very happy to tell you about because it's one of those things that seems so simple, but actually it took me a minute to be like, oh, I could make this better. It has to do with our bump keys, right? Many of you are aware from previous videos I've done. I'll link them below and so forth. But yeah, the Super Bump key was a design that I kind of came up with a while ago. I mean, maybe somebody else had a similar design in the past. It's not like a super novel idea, but I have been starting to make bump keys with a really deep cut on the shoulder, like a lot of materials removed on the bow of the key. Not just the little minimal movement negative shoulder technique, which Tool and other people have written white papers about, and it's been in our RTA classes, right? No, I'm talking about hogging out a ton of the bow of the key and using those bump softening rings, those bump bands, right? So, which, by the way, you know what they are, right? They're castration bands. Like if you grew up on a farm, you know what these are. But yeah, we sell them with every bump key we sell just includes them, and we sell them separately as well because it really not only improves, I think, the technique, but it reduces or practically almost eliminates harm from the door, and you're not leaving marks in the lock, which bumping will leave some dents on the lock, right? So the super bump key was an idea, and again, like it's a pretty simple concept. Like take off a ton of material so you can over insert the key like crazy, and add the bump band. And when I was like, well, if we're going this far, let's make these bump keys on top level multi-section blanks. So you're not carrying around like 18 keys for Schlage with all the different keyways. Like just cut it on an L blank. And we have the Quickset, we have the Yale with a Y2, we have the KMA series for Sargent. So like, yeah, the super bump keys were designed to be the most effective key in most of the locks, like the one bump key for all your needs kind of a thing. And they've sold really well, and I'm really happy with them. We use them in all our classes. Every so often,
Nice.
someone will let us know, "Hey, man, I tried your bump key and I cracked the head right off of it." Yeah, everything's a trade-off. If you hog out a ton of metal from the bow of the key, especially if it's a multi-section key, which is a narrow blank profile, right? You're going to have a slightly weaker key. And if you're not hitting straight, like clean, right on the bump key, like right on the head, you can bend it pretty easily. And it happens in class once in a while. It's more of a problem in the field, though. And this is a gift for you, first responders, those of you who are operating under duress, who are operating, maybe you're wearing PPE, you've got like bunker gear and turnout gear on. And I realize on a duress entry, an exigent entry, you're probably just breaking out the irons. But we know loads of firefighters and paramedics and such who are like, hey, we take 10 seconds before we do that and damage a door. We'll try a couple of bypass techniques. We'll try a couple of quick entry techniques. And they love our tools for that reason. I love that. That's great. Preserve property, preserve life. But yeah, adrenaline's pumping, you got your gear on, and like it's really hard. You might damage the key. And now you got a key broken in the lock. Nobody wants that. So what have I done? I make them on steel blanks now. You can get the Schlage L profile key in a steel blank. And the way we make our bump keys, it's kind of neat. We don't talk about this much. We don't make our bump keys on like a key machine. We used to long ago. That's a slow process. Just going one at a time, just going through on a Silca or an HPC or something, and you're just cutting each key. No, we make ours on a mill. Like we jig the blanks up, and we process them out on a CNC mill. It was hard to do on steel blanks. We tried it, and I was like, no, I don't know about this. We had to really change the feeds and speeds. But with the right equipment, and if you dial in the settings, you can make a key out of steel. And that's what we're doing. We still sell both. The steel blanks are not cheap, right? So the key winds up costing a little bit more, but we we just call it the super duper bump. And yeah, if you do the math, it's the equivalent of like buying two or maybe three of the brass bump keys, and let's say you worry you might snap one or two. It's kind of like the boot theory of economics, right? It's actually cheaper in the end to buy the high quality thing once and never think about it ever again than to buy the slightly cheaper one and have to rebuy it if it wears out on you. So keep that in mind. It's on the website that I don't mention. Somebody will link it in the comments. But I'm really happy with this. I'm happy with all the tools we make and that we never rest on our laurels. We're always trying to improve things and make life better for you. So I hope the holidays are going well. I hope you had a good time wherever you went, whatever you did. Maybe you did something with nobody. Maybe you stayed home, just watched Charlie Brown on TV or whatever you want to do like that. That's a fine choice too. In this day and age, we can't always be everywhere all at once the way it seems like I am. But taking the time to tell you about this, show you what we're working on. There'll be some more videos coming out soon about other tools we're working on and other new packages that I've put together. I'm very proud of something called the dinner jacket set. I'm really yeah, like you've seen me in some fancy attire. Sometimes I'm hiding tools all over me in my suit, and that's something we're going to have for you as well. Look for that in the coming weeks. Look for a lot of things. Look for updates on my travels, on my tech, on my whatnot. I'll be in Vegas. I'll be home. I'll be back again. I'll be seeing you somewhere, whether in the airports, on the internet, or maybe in a classroom. Come see us at RTA, all right? Hope you and your families have a good holiday and you stay safe out there.